everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be making super thick and soft Oreo cookies with the most amazing Oreo buttercream frosting. They're really quick and easy to make, there's no chilling involved, and they're actually one of my favorite cookies ever, which might be the reason that we're making them today. So if you're a cookie lover, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and let's begin. So these cookies are actually made out of Oreo cookies, and I'm not just talking about chunks in the cookie. I'm gonna crush these up, and we're actually gonna incorporate them into the cookie dough. So they're gonna taste like an Oreo, but have the texture of a soft, thick cookie. They're just amazing. So I'm gonna crush them in my food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can always use a bag and rolling pin instead. I just needed to taste the Oreos to make sure they were okay. I'm so determined to fit all of these Oreos into my food processor. 2 left. This might have been a bad idea. The lid is on. Perfect, they look finely crushed to me, so let's transfer them into a bowl. Grab a large mixing bowl and pour in your Oreos. Now I'm gonna remove 3 tablespoons of the Oreo crumbs, so 2 for the icing and 1 for the decoration. And I'm just gonna set these aside. Now you're gonna add all of your dry ingredients to this bowl. So I'm gonna be adding plain flour, corn flour, cocoa powder, salt, baking powder, and bicarbonate of soda. Do you see what I mean? Last time when I said they look literally exactly the same, this is how I mess things up. So in goes the plain flour, in goes the corn flour, or cornstarch if you're in the US. In goes the cocoa powder, baking powder, I need my measuring spoon, bicarbonate of soda or baking soda if you're in the US, and salt. Grab a hand whisk and you're just gonna whisk these together until everything's fully combined. That's nice and combined now, so I'm just gonna set this aside. Now you're gonna grab another large mixing bowl and we're gonna be adding unsalted softened butter, granulated sugar, icing sugar or powdered sugar if you're in the US, and 1 large egg. In goes the butter, in goes the granulated sugar, in goes the icing sugar, and the egg. Now we're gonna whisk these together. I'm using an electric mixer to do this because it's quicker and easier, but you can do it by hand if you prefer. Amazing, that's nice and combined now. So I'm gonna bring back our dry mixture and I'm gonna gradually add it in, so about 1/2 at a time. Try not to spill it over the edge. Might have been easier to scoop that in rather than make a mess. And then grab a rubber spatula and you're just gonna fold this into the mixture. Now I'm gonna add the rest and just fold that in, and that is gonna be our cookie dough. Oh, this is a bit of a workout. There we go, so that is our cookie dough. It should be really nice and thick. Let's scoop it into balls. Grab a large cookie scoop, or you can always use your hands. It is gonna be a bit messy if you use your hands. I'm gonna scoop these up into 75-gram balls. I do prefer to weigh mine, so I've got my scales here. You don't have to weigh them, but you wanna end up with about 10 cookies, so they're quite large cookie dough balls. See how close I am. 94, okay, that is too big. Pressing it back in so I get that nice cookie dough shape. Cookie dough shape? You know what I'm saying. Ice cream shape. Like that. As you can see, I'm placing these quite far apart because they are gonna spread. I'm actually gonna move that even further apart. I would recommend having them at least 3 inches apart because, like I said, these cookies do spread a fair bit. So this is what your cookies should look like. As I said at the beginning, you don't need to chill them. So these are gonna go straight in the oven. I've preheated my oven to 160 degrees because I have a fan oven. It'll be 180 degrees C if you don't have a fan oven. And I'll put Fahrenheit on screen because I don't know Fahrenheit. So you need to cook them for about 8 to 10 minutes. They should still look soft and quite puffy when they come out, but I'll show you what they should look like. And I'll also show you how to make them perfectly round as well. So I'll be back. So this is what your cookies should look like when they come out the oven. So as you can see, they're nice and puffy, they look soft, they have crisp, cracked edges. This one, I don't want to talk about it. It hit the top of the oven as we were trying to get the tray out, so maybe I can push them back together. But anyway, you're gonna grab a cookie cutter, and whilst they're still hot, place it over the top. This one is actually slightly too small. I'm gonna grab this one. Just gonna go around each cookie, and this is gonna make them a perfect circle shape. This really does need to be done as soon as they come out the oven, because as soon as they start to cool, they won't move. I'm gonna let these cool now on the tray, and we're gonna move on to make the Oreo buttercream. For the Oreo buttercream, all you need is softened unsalted butter, icing sugar or powdered sugar, and your crushed Oreos from earlier. So in goes the softened butter into a large mixing bowl, and I'm gonna gradually add the icing sugar about half at a time. Grab your electric mixer, and you're just gonna whisk this until it's nice and smooth and combined. Then add the rest of your icing sugar and whisk again until smooth and combined. Perfect. So your icing should be nice and thick, but it should still be spreadable. If you think it's too thick and you want to loosen it a little bit, you can always add a tablespoon of milk. Now I'm going to add in our Oreos, and I'm going to fold these in with our rubber spatula. Perfect, so that is our Oreo buttercream, easy as that. I'm gonna transfer it into a piping bag, then we'll pipe it onto our cookies. I'll quickly show you how I transfer my icing into my piping bag. Now I'm using this tip, which is literally just this round nozzle here. It is a 2A, so I'm gonna place it into the bottom of my piping bag, press it back, cut off the end, and then just push it down. You don't actually have to use a piping tip with this. You can just cut a hole in the bottom. I just find it a bit more sturdy when it has a piping tip in the bottom. Place it over a tall glass and then just scoop it in. When it gets to the point of being risky that it might fall over, pull the piping bag up. Try not to touch it, although I've definitely got it on my thumb. Push that down, and then you can fill up the rest of it. So just twist the top, and then I like to just grab one of these sandwich bag clips and just clip the top like that. So then it's not gonna go up, and you've got something to hold on to as well. Let's get our cookies. Our cookies are pretty much cool now, so time to ice them. By the way, if you were looking for a cookie sheet, I would actually really recommend this one. This is my third cookie sheet, I think. It might be my fourth, and it is by far my favorite for non-stickiness. It's just so non-stick. Like, these cookies literally just slide around on it in a good way. It's Tala is the brand. I got it from Amazon, but I'll put a link for you in the description below. Okay, I'm gonna go for this one. So I'm just gonna pipe on like a swirl of icing. Doesn't have to be perfect, because that is definitely not, because I'm gonna grab a spoon and I'm just gonna smooth it out as well. So you don't even need a piping bag, to be totally honest. You could just like dollop your icing on and smooth it out, but it's totally up to you. I mean, you could make it look even prettier if you wanted to. You could use like a star tip or something. There we go. And then for this one, I'm gonna grab our Oreos from earlier, and I'm just gonna sprinkle them on the top. Perfect, so that is literally our cookies done. So I'm gonna pipe the rest. I might put some whole Oreos on some of them as well. and then we'll do the taste test. They're fully decorated now, so as you can see, I've decorated some with whole Oreos, which I'm not gonna lie, isn't very practical for eating, but you can always like pick it off and then you have 2 cookies. Some have mini Oreos on and the others have just like Oreo crumbs on. So the moment I've been waiting for, the taste test. You hear that crunch? That is incredible. I love the crisp edges and the middle is so soft, and the buttercream icing just makes it so sweet, and oh my gosh. It just tastes like an Oreo, but so much better. So guys, I'm gonna end this video here. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments section what recipe you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.